What is up, everybody? So I'm going to make this video while this movie is still fresh in my mind. I just went and saw Transformers Age of Extinction, and going into this movie I was expecting a lot more than what I got. I was expecting it to be a pretty decent Transformers movie. I have loved the very first one. The second and third one kind of weren't really that great, even though I kind of own those movies. Hold on a second. I own all three of these movies, and 1 and 3 weren't actually that bad. The third one went on a little bit too long, but while I was watching Transformers Age of Extinction, I noticed one or two things. One, it was either bad dialogue or a ton of explosions, actually. None of the characters were even that likable except for Mark Wahlberg's character. Yes, we get the super hot chick that was apparently from the last Airbender movie, which was pretty terrible from what I had seen and what I had watched myself when I was watching The Last Airbender. This movie was pretty much all about explosions, and the visual effects were actually pretty decent, but there were just certain situations where I was watching and I was kind of going, oh my god, Michael Bay, why did you do that? You gotta stop. There's this one sequence where one of the Decepticons, or whatever you would like to call them, this alien bounty hunter, is chasing the Autobots, and the human characters are going through this kind of warehouse thing. They jump the warehouse, and there is a ramp underneath them, like a full-on ramp that can support the vehicle. I'm like, that is uber convenient, considering that you wouldn't be able to tell if there was a ramp underneath you or not, but they just barrel through the glass and just pray to God that there's something underneath there to catch them, and sure enough there is. Mark Wahlberg plays this father figure type character to his daughter. He's just pretty much trying to protect his family from what is going on, and the Autobots are basically being hunted down by this alien bounty hunter who happens to also be a Transformer by happenstance. Why he's hunting down his own kind, that is yet to be determined. Basically, this energy source, for whatever reason, is called Transformium, and millions of years ago they kind of attacked the dinosaurs, killed them off so that they could create the Transformers. And that is kind of one of the things that you figure out in this movie, is that they're killing off pretty much every single organic life form, and they're basically trying to destroy organic life so they can build these creatures that are pretty much worse than the Decepticons. You later find out that Galvatron is kind of malfunctioning. He's an alien robot that the humans have created with the alien technology that they're kind of re-engineering as a research and development program. And after this, all this sort of chaos happens, and there is somewhat of a plot, but pretty much the entire movie is bam, 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 explosions, 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 one after the other. And after a while, I was kind of sitting in the theater, and I was kind of pulling out my phone going, well, it's already 11 o'clock or 11:30, when is this movie going to end? And whenever that happens in a movie, it's pretty bad in my situation, because I give every single movie a chance, and a chance to kind of pique my interest in. If this movie didn't pique my interest, then I could honestly safely say that this movie was pretty shitty. The dialogue in this movie, there were some good lines from some of the human characters, but overall it was a bunch of cliched stuff that Michael Bay has done in previous other Transformers movies. The chick in this movie, she was originally from The Last Airbender, like I previously said. There was this dude in the beginning of the movie that later gets killed off, who was in the Cloverfield movies. I forget his name. He really was more the expendable person in the entire movie. He played this stupid character that really shouldn't have been in the movie in the first place. Mark Wahlberg's character was really the only character in the entire movie that actually did anything, and quite frankly, he was the only character that I actually cared about. 2 of the Autobots are back, well actually 3, because you later find out that one of the Autobots from the first movie comes back, and that can kind of spoil that for you. I want you guys to figure that out for yourselves, but Bumblebee and Optimus are back, and there's these 4 or 3 other characters in this movie that you really don't care about, and then there's this bounty hunter alien transformer that is sided with the humans and is pretty much hunting them down, killing them. That is pretty much the entire plot, and honestly, I sat through 2 hours and 40 minutes really expecting something different from Michael Bay, and it was pretty much the same rehashed stuff that I had seen before. Had this been something different like I was expecting, I probably would have given this a better score than I would, but seeing as though that this movie was not at all what I wanted from the Transformers franchise, it's going to be kind of in the gray area of whether I liked it or not. I think if I went in again and kind of viewed it as a movie where you're pretty much just going in to watch the visual effects and not have a very dialogue-driven movie, then I might have enjoyed it a little bit more. I expected to see Transformers fighting and stuff and have it focused more on the Transformers lore, because that's a lot what the fans wanted from the previous movies that they didn't get, and that is something that they still haven't given us. I hope the next couple movies that they stop focusing more on the human characters and start focusing more on the Transformers, because they are the ones that we come to see. You come to see giant robots kind of fighting each other. And granted, there was some really good lines in this movie, but because of the overuse of cliched lines, that is kind of the reason why I give this movie kind of a bad score. People who are really fans of the Transformers franchise will go see this. I grew up with the Beast Wars, and seeing some of the Dinobots in this movie were pretty sweet. There's this one cool Transformer one where it was a Spinosaurus, they had a T-Rex and a Triceratops. Those are pretty sweet to see. Kind of towards the middle of the movie, or towards the last half of the movie, Optimus is trying to sway the Dinobots to kind of work with him and fight against the Decepticons that have been created by the humans, and that was pretty sweet to see. Like, some of the visual effects in this movie are amazing, but the visual effects alone don't make up for a good movie. So, in any case, this will be my review of Transformers Age of Extinction. I should probably upload the Super Bowl trailer, because that showed that I was a little bit more excited for this movie than when I actually went and saw this, because when I saw the Super Bowl trailer, I'm like, yes, they're finally going to do a mature Transformers movie, and they're finally going to focus more on the Autobots and the Decepticons, and they're going to focus less on the humans. But that is not what happened in this case. People who love these stories and love the Bayformers, Transformers, are going to love this movie. But people like myself that want to see a really good Transformers film like the first one, it's still kind of iffy. Maybe if I went and saw it again, maybe it would kind of sway my opinion. But for now, this is kind of what we get. And do I recommend people going out and spending like $7.25 or $10 for a movie? If you can get a friend to pay for you, then yes. If you have tons of money, then go see it. But this is kind of my opinion of the Transformers Age of Extinction. And as always, until the next one, peace.